Alright, so I'm at my appointment. I'm at my clinic getting ready to walk in. So I guess I'll know in just a little bit if I lost any weight this week. Here's hoping. See you in a bit. So, my weight was 318 pounds on the dot. Which means a 3 pound weight loss since last week for a grand total of 15 pounds in 3 weeks, average of 5 pounds a week. However, my blood pressure was really not good. It was 159 over 100. And sitting down, and then standing up, because they do it both, it was 159 over like 104. So my blood pressure was bad. It probably is the fact of the nicotine I've been getting, and maybe the sodium from the broth I did have the other day. So the nurse talked to me, and she's concerned about the fact that I'm still having some intestinal, I'm having some diarrhea still. So she's concerned about that and has suggested I maybe break up how much liquid I'm putting in my body at one time to see if that helps. And she's also changed my medication so that I am having, instead of having 10 milligrams of lisinopril, which is what I take, along with 10 milligrams of amlodipine, she is changing that to a 20 milligram of lisinopril with a 12.5 milligram diuretic. I'm a little concerned about the diuretic part. I mean, the swelling I usually have in my ankles, in my feet, and in my knees is actually down. I've got pretty ankles, as my wife keeps pointing out to me. So I told her that, and she's like, well, no, this will help, and whatever. So she wants me to do that, and she called in the prescription. I've just got to go pick it up, which will probably wait until tomorrow, because of course I have to pee so bad. Not the point. And then she got me some paperwork for some blood work. She wants me to do that blood work in a week or two to check my sodium levels and potassium levels and things like that, to make sure, because with the diarrhea you lose a lot of liquid and your body pushes out a lot of potassium, she says, which could cause leg cramps. Meanwhile, I always thought that if you're having leg cramps it's because you didn't have enough potassium, but maybe what she means is my body is getting rid of the potassium, pushing it out, and that's why I get the leg cramps. Who knows? We'll find out. So yeah, really happy with that 3 pounds today, and I just hope it continues. I did talk to my leader, John, and I asked him when I could change from 8 products a day down to 7, and he said to go ahead and do it, and that we would monitor it, and of course if I have any dizziness or lightheadedness or any of the symptoms of not getting enough calories, or if something else changes, then we can always adjust it back up. But he said, if you can manage the 7 a day, being hungry enough for those, then let's go ahead and do it. So I'd already put in my product order, of course, so I have another 56 products, 8 a day for 7 days, which means I'm going to have leftover product. But I mean, I had leftover product before because it's been kind of hard for me to get all 8 products in this last week. So there were a few days where I didn't manage that. But then he asked us if today we talked about dehydration in general, because it is Florida. Our heat index is 110 yesterday, today. And so, keeping hydrated is super duper important. So we talked about that, and then he asked if everybody had the free foods list. Myself and the lady who started at the same time as me, we're both like, no. And he's like, oh, okay. So he hands out this free food list. And I asked him, I was like, I thought those of us that were doing like just straight product, we're not supposed to do anything but product. And he explained that, yes, that's ideal, obviously, but the Australian version of Opti-Fast does require them to eat a certain number of vegetables and stuff every day, and that, they can't both be wrong, or, they can't both be right. Like the American version of don't eat anything else, and the Australian version of include veggies, it can't both be right for the program. So it's one of those, like, it's more like a guideline to if we are going to go out and eat with other people and we don't want it to be really awkward or weird, or if someone's making food for us, because the things that are on there are like raw cabbage and salad greens that you can have as much as you want. I think cucumbers, unfortunately I don't like cucumbers. And then there's a list of foods that you can have like up to 3 servings a day, and it's stuff like a tablespoon of barbecue sauce, 1.5 medium dill pickles, stuff like that. So, and I asked him about it, and he's like, well, I said, so basically it's one of those things like, if you're just gonna fall face first into something, like if you just have to have something. He's like, yeah, because we don't like to really talk about free foods too early on, because if you're already putting these things in your food, these extra condiments and spices, and taking advantage of this stuff, then when you really start to have a problem, you're like, okay, what else can I have? You don't really have any room to go anywhere, which makes total sense to me, and I don't have any feelings about it. I think it's a great point. So yeah, down to 7 shakes until I have problems, or unless the weight's coming off too fast, as he puts it. And 15 pounds in 3 weeks. Super excited about that. If I can average 4 to 5 pounds a week, man, yeah, that would be fantastic. I mean, I know it may not be possible, but I'm going to try really hard not to have any diet sodas, because I really want to try to avoid putting any more chemicals in my body. And don't really do the Crystal Light except when I make my little popsicles, which are really just ice cubes on sticks, but it gives you something else. The free foods does include sugar-free gelatin. So I have been wanting that, so I will probably try that, but I want to keep that to a bare minimum, because again, it is just extra chemicals and stuff. So anyway, I know that it'll fluctuate, and I'll lose more sometimes and lose less, and plateau and up and down, everything else. But like I said, if I could average 4 to 5 pounds a week, it'd be awesome. So anyway, I'm gonna try and edit this when I get back home, and although I'm kind of tired today, really took a lot out of me, so I might just do a blog post, and we'll see. So anyway, I will talk to you later.